Good morning everybody. It is the beginning of June and I'm going to talk to you today about all this in front of me, which is everything. I think everything. In fact, it isn't everything because I haven't got my Rowan samples, but I'm going to show you all the garments, etc. that I have worked on in May. And as always, there's quite a lot. First off, I am wearing this fab cardigan. Not sure how much of this you can see, and this is from the Rowan Essential Brights book, and it's knitted in cotton glacé. This was a garment that was made for me last year that I've just liberated out of the shop, and I really like it. So it's in the Rowan Essential Brights book. So let's show you where we'll start here. We'll start here in my Bloom wrist bag. This is... Sorry, let me just show you, this is something completely random, but my snuggle cloth is in this bag. This is part of a crochet blanket from when I was a baby. And somebody asked me about it at our Jubilee Knit and Natter last Thursday and I went to get it. My mum crocheted, this was a big cot blanket that my mum crocheted for me, so there you go, that's in there. I digress. I'm going to show you my progress on the faded line shawl. So here we are. Almost done. I have this lace section to do. Then I think you do 4 more rows, another lace section and cast off. Stephen and I are actually off to Stylecraft today in Yorkshire, so I'll be in the car. So this is good car knitting. But look at this. Now the Coupe Socks 4-ply, for any of you that have made this, I know you'll agree, is just a beautiful yarn to knit with, it really is. I've enjoyed the pattern. So I ended up undoing it all until down here, back to this lace section, because I just wasn't happy with the edge. I had dropped a stitch on, this edge just at the end, and I'd had a couple of glasses of wine on Thursday night, and I thought I'd repaired it, and actually when I picked it up on Saturday and was knitting it again, it looked terrible. And I kept looking and looking and looking, I thought in the end, I just need to rip it back. I'm not a great one for taking things back, I quite often live with mistakes, but this would have really annoyed me. What I did do on the edge here as well, this edge, this bit here, is slightly different to the other striped edge at the bottom. And this striped edge, which is there, let me get it, it's too many striped edges. The second striped edge is neater, I think, at the edge because I've actually knitted with both colours for the first stitch. So that's my faded lines. I am hopeful I'm going to finish that in the next couple of days. And that's the Earth colourway. So pop that one back for you now. Next up, let's talk about this one next. The Terrazzo colour pack from Shakers. When this came in, I just had to have one. I just fell in love with it. I think I took it around the shop, I showed it to everybody. It is a really, really, really lovely yarn and it's a gorgeous colour pack. And the colours in the pack are laid out so beautifully that I thought they'd just be perfect in a blanket. Now, I haven't finished this yet. The idea is that I will finish it. It will become a pattern that you will get free with the kit. I just need to finish it. But that's the blanket so far. It's a really, really simple design. I'm using a ball for each stripe. And don't those colours look amazing? And it feels beautiful and soft. It is a blend of, and I need to check what percentage it is, 70% recycled, and it's mulesing-free wool. So the sheep that it's come from haven't been mulesed. And it's got 30% recycled viscose in it as well. So there you go, that will be my Terrazzo blanket when it's finished. I'm enjoying knitting this. It's amazing how excited you get when you get towards the end of a ball. So that's the, making a right mess here, that's the Terrazzo. Now, in here, as you know, and I've talked about this a lot, I do struggle from arthritis. I was having a chat with Amy actually about it just before the video because it's quite bad at the moment. I struggle with arthritis down here and I think I've got some RSI. So I try and alternate crafts. I try and knit one night, crochet another, and then do some sewing the night after. And this is what is keeping me busy on the embroidery front. I've never done embroidery before. I am making this up as I go along. I do have a book with stitches in it, but I'm just quite enjoying. No one, and I say this quite often, no one's ever going to come up to it and say, oh, you've not done that very well, are they really? So I'm quite happy with this, but this is the Rico tablecloth. It is only a small tablecloth, it's just for an occasional table. But how nice is that? And I am really enjoying doing these little flowers. The black outline, you simply stitch within the black outline, and then at the end you wash it and the black outline disappears, apparently. I'm sure it will do. So yeah, that is my Brico tablecloth. I think that will be something that keeps me busy throughout the summer, to be honest. My hoop, don't forget when you are doing embroidery you need to put your fabric on a hoop. Although, Kay Fassett was once in this shop, and Kay Fassett doesn't use a hoop, and I was absolutely mesmerised because his tension's perfect. But that's Kay Fassett, mine wouldn't be. Now in my doctor's bag, which is my favourite knitting bag, I'm not sure which way this is going to fall out actually, so let's have a look. It's a Knit Pro doctor's bag. I have my hoodstock. Now I flew through the first few pieces of this, and I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm always honest about these things. I have lost my mojo for this one, or my crojo should I say. I've done all the pieces apart from the hood. This is the hood. I've started the hood weeks ago. Can't quite get to finishing it, and I don't have a good excuse as to why. I will do. I very rashly said in a video last week I wasn't going to start any other crochet until I'd done this, so actually I need to finish it. I love the yarn, I like the patterns, the festival make-along. This is the pattern that I'm doing, the hoodstock. This has been one of our most popular patterns this spring-summer season. I don't know what is wrong with it. I think I'm actually just, because it's a lot of squares and rectangles, and I think I'm just a bit bored with crocheting squares and rectangles. So there you go. I will finish this one. It won't stay. It would be a real tragedy if I do not. So I will get it finished. So that's my hoodstock. Now, something new. You'll like this. This is the Shapers Sorbet sweater, which I've had my eye on since the pattern came in. I haven't started it, but I've done my tension square. And I'll show you what a complete numpty I was. Well, I didn't actually, I've not done tension square, I've sampled the tension on both of them. So this was the first tension that I did. Now you use a 5mm hook. Went into my doctor's bag, looked at the hooks, found one that said 5 on it, started crocheting. Did a bit and thought this is coming up really, really tight, and it was coming up very, very tight. Looked down and I'm such a numpty, I've pulled out a 3.5mm hook rather than a 5mm. But that is a strand, and I'm using the strand of the whirlette. You use a Shapers whirl, a whirlette, and then it's all crocheted alongside some Shapers mohair rhythm. It feels fabulous. So that's the mistaken tension square, and then this is the one I've started, and now I'm coming up to tension on a 5mm hook. So you use a strand of both, and it creates a really, really lovely fabric. I am really enjoying crocheting garments at the minute, apart from my hoodstock. The last couple I've done, I've worn lots and lots and lots, and I do like this, so that's going to keep me busy through the summer. And then I actually have a Rowan project in here. We did a Rowan takeover 2 weeks ago. We've never yet done a Rowan event in store, and I haven't started something new, and this was going to be no exception. So this is from the Mode at Rowan book. This is an incredible book. There are some beautiful garments in it. And we had a lot of these garments in the shop. And let me show you. I have that one. I was lucky enough that Rowan actually sent me that one, so I've not had to make it. So I've got that in white. And then let me show you Eve. I just need to find it. Eve is in here somewhere. This jumper was on, Rowan sent it to us for our Rowan takeover day. And how fabulous. It was in the corner of the shop, and how lovely is that? So I knew I needed to do it. I tried it on, it fitted me perfectly. They're not my sort of colours, so I have decided to do these 3 colours because I think it'll be really classy, and I can wear that in the summer, in the winter even, not just in the summer. I will say to you, if you fancy making the Eve, there is a mistake on the pattern. Have a look. It tells you when you've done, where's the bit that I've done? This is the only bit that I've done. And I'm on super, super tiny needles. I think I'm on a 2.5 needle. That took the most ridiculous amount of time for how little that is. But then you do go up to a bigger needle, and it's Kid Silk Haze, and it's beautiful to knit. So it tells you to do the first stripe of Kid Silk Haze using Kid Silk Haze double. Then it tells you to break the yarn. You don't break the yarn, you use the mohair double throughout. So this is going to be the Eve sweater in these 3 colours. And that will probably keep me busy in June. I think that is everything. As you can see, there's a right hodgepodge as usual. But that's it. That was everything that kept me busy in May. So take care.